In the busy city of Linwood, people were always in a hurry, rushing for jobs, chasing dreams, forgetting smiles. Amid the noise of horns and traffic, there lived a silent hero, a golden retriever named Shadow. Shadow worked with Officer Ethan Cole, a young and kind-hearted bomb squad officer. They were more than partners, they were family. Ethan used to say, "I trust Shadow more than I trust myself." Every morning, they trained together. Shadow could detect explosives faster than any machine. His sense of smell was legendary. He wasn't just a dog. He was the soul of the force. One morning, the city woke up to fear. A message spread through police channels. Terror threat detected. City Square may be targeted today. It was the day of the Peace Parade, when thousands of children, families, and visitors filled the streets with balloons and laughter. Ethan and Shadow were assigned to check the parade zone. Shadow sniffed every car, every trash bin, every corner. Everything seemed safe until he stopped suddenly near a delivery van parked beside the main stage. He growled low, deep, and uneasy. His ears flattened. His tail stiffened. Ethan's heart raced. He checked the van and froze. Under the seats were wires, blinking lights, and explosives. There were only 10 minutes left. Ethan radioed for backup, but the traffic jam blocked the bomb squad truck. The street was full of people. Evacuation would take too long. He turned to Shadow. "Buddy, it's just you and me." Ethan crawled under the van, trying to cut the wires, but the bomb had a motion sensor. Any wrong move could trigger it. Suddenly, Shadow barked, loud, urgent, pointing toward a narrow alley that led to the river. Ethan understood immediately. Shadow, no. But Shadow had already grabbed one end of the bomb's wiring with his mouth, carefully, gently, and started pulling the device out of the van. The timer beeped faster. 00:05, 00:04. Shadow dragged the bomb with all his strength, his paws bleeding on the concrete, sprinting toward the river. Ethan ran after him, shouting his name. "Shadow, stop, please." The crowd screamed. The sirens wailed. But Shadow didn't stop. He reached the bridge, turned once, his eyes met Ethan's, and wagged his tail softly. Then he leapt into the river. A second later, boom, the explosion lit up the sky, sending water high into the air. The blast wave shook the bridge. People fell silent. Where there had been chaos, now there was peace. Ethan jumped into the river, searching through the smoke and debris. But Shadow was gone. Only his red collar floated on the surface. Days passed. News channels called him the dog who saved a city. Children brought flowers to the riverbank. The mayor announced a memorial in his honor. But Ethan didn't care about the news. He sat by the river every evening, holding Shadow's collar, whispering, "You are my best partner, my only family, and the bravest soul I ever knew." Weeks later, during cleanup near the river, rescue workers found something buried in the mud. A muddy golden fur ball, weak but breathing. It was Shadow, half blind, scarred but alive. When Ethan saw him, he fell to his knees, crying and laughing all at once. "You came back, you crazy hero." Months passed. Shadow couldn't work anymore. His vision was fading, and his legs shook when he walked. So Ethan retired him, letting him live peacefully at home. But one night, another explosion occurred. A gas leak at the old school building where dozens of kids were trapped. Ethan rushed there, leaving Shadow home. As the fire spread, Ethan tried to break through a blocked door, but he was losing oxygen. And then, through the smoke, a faint bark. Shadow had followed him. Old, limping, half-blind, but still brave. He crawled through the fire, leading the children out one by one. Ethan tried to grab him, but the roof collapsed. The building exploded in flames. When the fire died, firefighters found everyone safe, every single child rescued. But Shadow was lying near the gate, still. His fur was burned, but his face looked peaceful, as if he had fallen asleep after finishing his duty. Ethan held him close, whispering through tears, "You didn't just save lives, Shadow. You saved the meaning of love." That day, the entire city stood still. They built a bronze statue outside the police headquarters, a golden retriever looking toward the sky, with the inscription, "Shadow, the dog who saved a city." Twice. And every year, on the day of the Peace Parade, the city sirens pause for 1 minute. In that silence, it feels as though somewhere a golden tail is wagging and a loyal heart is still watching over them all. Moral of the story: true courage doesn't come from power, it comes from love. Shadow's loyalty reminds us that heroes don't always wear uniforms. Sometimes they walk on 4 legs, guided only by their hearts. Even in death, love leaves behind light. Please like and subscribe my channel.